Gunther versus Randy Orton is next for the King of the Ring final. I'm not kidding. Randy Orton starts to come out, and I just paused my video, and I went to go like grab a drink, get a coffee. Yeah. I came back. His entrance was still going. I think this entrance was around 15 minutes. I could not believe how long this thing was. It was way too long. However, the length was.
I can't imagine watching this in real time. Like, I mean, as somebody who kind of like takes their time pausing between the shows, this was great for me because it allowed me to catch right back up with my buffer. But I too was a bit shocked at how much I was fast forwarding to get through this.
Yeah, just a super long entrance. And they have the stare down, and the crowd is very excited for this match. And Corey Graves warns us, be prepared for a marathon tonight. They could go all night long. It's like, please no. Dude, the first couple of minutes, this is like the old adage you hear from every veteran. If they think you're going too slow, go slower. That was Randy Orton here. Long side headlock. And I mean, they built up to the first big high spot. And the high spot was a chop, okay? To Gunther hitting that first chop. And then he followed with more. And I mean, Randy Orton sold these chops like gunshots. And finally fires back with some punches and uppercuts. When all of a sudden Randy goes for the RKO, it's blocked and he lands on his surgically repaired back, and Gunther pounces on the back. And this was the opening he was looking for. Michael Cole just flat out states, I think it was a fluke that Sami Zayn beat Gunther. Corey's like, I completely agree. Okay, cool. Orton hits a vertical.
I think it's safe to say that, like, especially if you're trying to still protect the aura of Gunther as this like undefeated, champion, right? It's not great for Sami Zayn, but maybe they feel it was more important to put over Gunther in this occasion.
Well, they continued with Gunther's chops, and Orton would come back. I love this one spot. He goes for the power slam, but Gunther fakes him out. So Orton's knee buckles as he sets up for the power bomb or the power slam, and this tweaks the knee. So we've got bad back, bad knee. Cole added he's got a bad neck, so that's a new one to the list. I didn't know this guy has a bad neck, but sure. I guess every wrestler has a bad neck. So this guy was essentially Kazushi Sakuraba towards the latter stages of his career. That's Randy Orton now. And Gunther works on the knee and then runs into a power slam that Orton hits, staggers to his feet, hits the draping DDT as Michael Cole screams, I think Randy is going to that place where he hears voices in his head. That place. And Gunther stops an RKO and hits a splash off the top. Despite slipping, guy regained his footing and hit this. Then he climbs up again, misses another splash, and Orton hits the RKO, but he's too hurt to go cover him, tries to crawl over, and Gunther just rolls to the floor, and they fight by the desk. Gunther gets dropped onto the desk, and then Orton fights off a powerbomb by back body dropping Gunther on the floor as he's eyeing the crown for that added strength to hit this back body drop. Into the ring they go, and Gunther goes to the half crab, working on the knee and back, but Orton kicks himself free, hits the RKO out of nowhere, but only gets a near fall because when Gunther kicks out, he smashes Randy's knee and transitions to a crucifix, pinning Randy at 21 minutes and 51 seconds. I was definitely surprised by this one. I thought this was a pretty... I thought Randy was going to be the winner here, but they did go with Gunther winning the crown and having it presented by Paul Levesque. And then this man who continues, big deal, okay? Good wrestler. I don't care. But then he gets on the microphone and the whole crowd, they're chanting, you deserve it. And you think Gunther is going to slip up and have a moment of sincerity with this audience that is all just respecting the man for the past 22 minutes. Thank you. That's very nice. But what I deserve is none of your business. Dude, like, amazing.
What a great heel.
Oh, this guy he's going to get best on the... I'm picking him for best on the mic this year, okay? I don't care if there's others that are technically better, but man, from empty arena speeches to you deserve it shutdowns, I just thought this was great. And then he's got more in the back pocket because tonight the apex predator became the prey for the Ring General.
That
great performance here by Gunther.
Great impression by you with that that impression. I think it's getting better by the week.
I'm working on it. In all my downtime, I just sit down and channel Gunther.
I thought this was a very good match.
It
I
was.
thought Orton's selling was tremendous in this match. Yes, we can complain about like a slow pace, but like I've said it in recent shows, I've really gained an appreciation for watching Randy Orton these days. Primarily for not the content, like not the moves of the matches, but really everything else he does. I think like he has so much attention to his posturing, so much attention in detail to, in particular in this match, excellent, realistic, sympathetic selling, great facial expressions, great hobbling of a man trying to carry on despite like suffering multiple gunshot wounds to his knee and to his low back. Every time he had to execute any bit of offense that utilized either of those body parts, he was able to show how much it took out of him. Like even something as simple as like rolling back into the ring, the guy manages to like make that feel like a struggle. And I thought he was tremendously interesting to watch, just selling in this entire match. What's also interesting to me is that like Randy is bigger than Gunther at this
I know,
point.
dude is like when you see him next to someone like typically like the visual, it's like he's standing next to Kevin Owens or something. But man, seeing him next to Gunther, like this guy is gigantic.
He got huge. He took all of Gunther's weight, I guess, in his downtime. But despite that, like I think Gunther was still able to feel like the monster that he usually plays because Randy's selling was so good. So I thought I thought Orton was just fantastic here. Gunther, at this point, what more can you say? I think he might be the best wrestler in the entire company right now. His offense looks tremendous. He's great at like playing the shark who smells blood in the water, and you give him any body part, he will he will do his best with it. And he created I think a very compelling match here. I like you too. I thought, because they were teasing Orton versus Cody, that felt like a great SummerSlam main event. But I also am reminded that like Gunther just lost, and because you're still trying to maintain that aura of him being this undefeated guy, is it really the best decision to have him lose another match so quickly, relatively quickly, after WrestleMania?
And it doesn't exclude them getting to Cody and Randy just in a different roundabout way. SummerSlam would be a realistic target if you wanted to, but yeah, I thought this match was excellent. I mean, I really enjoyed that three-way, but you could really, to me, it'd be a coin flip between this and the three-way for match of the show. I mean, we'll talk about the main event and then we can talk about
as far as like who Gunther challenges at SummerSlam. Do you think Priest holds it until then? So Priest would have to beat Drew at Clash,
which they could. There's a way to do that. That would like just infuriate that crowd of like CM Punk costing Drew the match. I don't know if you'd want to do that finish in Scotland. I don't think Drew and Punk needs a title attached to it.
Yeah. So it could be Gunther, like by SummerSlam, it could be Gunther versus Priest. It could be Gunther versus Drew. It could also be Gunther versus Punk by then.
A lot of different ways. That like this title is going to be a hot potato belt based on your booking here.
I guess if you're trying to get the Punk, yeah, perhaps.
Orton is helped to the back as Levesque presents him with the crown and then gives his award-winning speech here.
Gunther doesn't even put the crown on. Like
do either one conscious. Keep the crown? Do Nia and Gunther maintain the crown after this for part of the presentation? Either one could do it. Like this would fit Gunther and not in a comedic way.
Oh, especially with the robe, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they didn't even do it here. Maybe they're waiting for the coronation on Monday with Kaiser putting the crown on him.
Could you imagine? Kaiser is perfect for that role. Again, you don't want to be like Mabel and Sir Mo. Like you don't want to go too silly with all of this, but like Kaiser could do a pretty great coronation ceremony. And Kaiser was like very notably absent here.
Well, yeah, he did make the trip. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's like any sort of hesitancy to like actually putting the crown on guys. Why not just like bring back the trophy or like put the crown on a trophy or something, if they're so afraid of crowns and making people look silly.
And it doesn't have to be comedy. I mean, there's plenty of king characters that have not been comedy figures in wrestling.
More goofy ones than not.
Well, WWE, I mean, they love that. Look, he's a king.
I don't know if y'all saw this on your Twitter feeds. Triple H addressed what happened in the men's finals.
Oh,
there's going to be a rematch.
Okay, so somebody in the chat room pointed out a botched finish perhaps. I didn't notice it myself, but was Orton's shoulder up?
Yeah, that justifies a rematch at some point. Probably do the rematch in Glasgow.
Interesting. Okay, yes.
Might.
So here's a screenshot of it, and yeah, very clear. Orton's shoulder is up. So I just have a transcript here of the video that WWE posted after the show where Triple H said, from my vantage point, it was very difficult to see. I was in the ring, handed the crown to Gunther, very happy for him. Incredible night, and what a performance they both put on. Coming back here and seeing it back, look, I saw exactly what you saw. I saw what everybody saw. I saw what everybody's talking about. Didn't even really seem controversial to me. It just seemed like Randy Orton's shoulder wasn't down. But I'm going to say this, the ref's decision is final. Gunther is your king of the ring. That being said, especially after what I saw tonight, I certainly want to see that again. I think Orton deserves to have another shot at that. And I think if I know anything about Gunther, he will want to have another shot at that to take the controversy out, to take the asterisk off the page where it says King of the Ring for him. I think he will want to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt he is better than Randy Orton. So I think having seen Randy back here, he's pretty banged up, both his knee and his back. I think it's going to be a moment or two before he's ready to step back into the ring with Gunther. But when he is, let's go.
All right.